Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Gastoreno. Let's get you up to date on some of the biggest stories of the week. At number 5 in our countdown, a massive sigh of relief this morning. Dang it, I didn't catch that when I went through the scripts. Can we start at black again and I'll just tell them? Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Gastoreno. Let's get you up to date on some of the biggest stories of the week. At number 5 in our countdown, a big sigh of relief for millions of students and teachers, including many right in San Antonio. Instructure, the company behind the Canvas learning system, says it's reached an agreement with the hacking group Shinyi Hunters, who broke into their systems last week. The group had threatened to leak the personal data of 275 million people. Instead, the company says the stolen info has been returned and they have digital confirmation all copies have been destroyed. At number 4 in our countdown, with gas prices in Texas topping $4 per gallon, leaders are calling for a temporary pause on gas taxes as a way to give drivers a little bit of relief. President Trump said he is working to pause a federal gas tax, which is 18 cents per gallon. Support for a federal pause is coming from both Democrats and Republicans. Among those calling for the pause, Democratic candidate for governor of Texas, Gina Hinojosa, and Texas Agricultural Commissioner Sid Miller. He's pushing for Governor Abbott to act. And at number 3 in our countdown, the Hill Country is closer to having an early flood warning system. The Upper Guadalupe River Authority started installing a new siren system last week and began testing it this week. This system will create a network of river and rain gauges to monitor and report flood conditions every 5 minutes. If the water is too high, the River Authority and Kirk County can sound off the sirens and keep everyone safe. The project comes nearly 10 months after the deadly 4th of July floods. Switching gears, Stress Awareness Month just wrapped up, but stress itself never takes a break. And as KENS 5's Jeremy Baker reports in today's Healthy Essay, managing your stress year-round can go a long way in keeping your overall health in check.
People tend to make health changes at the beginning of the year, often hearing the phrase new year, new you. But mental health experts say spring is often a better time to tackle the strife of stress because of the natural change of the seasons.
So we have longer days. Most people have more energy because the sun is out longer. It's a natural sense of renewal.
Stress may be a part of life, but that doesn't mean it should be normalized.
I feel like a lot of us don't even know that we're stressed out until we start seeing it impact our sleep, our physical health, and our relationships, even when it comes to making decisions.
Some signs you are too stressed out include feelings of fear, anger, or sadness, changes in appetite, trouble concentrating, problems sleeping, and worsening of chronic health problems.
You're not feeling like yourself. You're not even wanting to do things you once enjoyed. Those are all signs that you are under stress.
Some tips to help you manage stress: take breaks from news and social media, make time to unwind with deep breathing or meditation, spend time outdoors being active, try to do relaxing activities more often, and connect with others. Also, take a few minutes out of the day to jot down anything that you feel caused you stress to help clear your mind.
I like to say at nighttime, to just write down all the things that weighed us down throughout the day.
And if you think you aren't able to manage your stress on your own, look into speaking with a professional, even with online therapy.
Who understands stress, that can provide you with the much needed tools to address it.
For more tips to help you keep your stress in check and act on your anxiety, we have links with this story on KENS5.com. In the studio, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
Really great tips there. The weekly wrap back after this. Welcome back to the weekly wrap. At number 2 in our countdown, the head of the World Health Organization says global leaders should prepare to see more cases of hantavirus amid ongoing efforts to contain the virus. The WHO has tied a total of 11 reported cases of the virus to the ship. The 18 U.S. citizens are now being monitored at facilities in Georgia and Nebraska. One American who tested positive is not experiencing symptoms and is currently being held in a secured unit in Nebraska. Health officials say symptoms of of the virus can appear up to 42 days after exposure, but they say the risk to the public remains low. The fire department gets calls for elevator rescues all the time, but we usually don't get an inside look at what happens when things go wrong until now. A local family found themselves trapped for more than an hour at the Texas Diabetes Institute off Star Zamora. They recorded much of the ordeal and shared it on social media. KENS 5's Sue Kalberg has a video and the frightening story.
It was supposed to be a routine follow-up visit to a doctor after surgery, but it didn't work out that way.
Somebody there?
Please pray for us.
Melissa Menchaca, her dad, her brother, and two friends
Do we have to move away from the door?
suddenly found themselves stuck.
Yes.
In the lobby, a team worked to free them, but it took more than an hour.
You have the number to Thomas J. Henry.
Dad. Oh my God.
They kept their sense of humor, and when ladders arrived,
You got it, Dad.
3 of them climbed to safety.
Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You got this.
Watch your back right here, bud. Going.
You're okay.
But 2 remained trapped.
Still trying to get our friends that were stuck with us, Frank and Angela, out.
Peter, who's recovering from surgery, needed immediate medical care.
My brother Peter opened his wound, so they're taking him by ambulance to the university.
A spokesman for University Health System said they're very sorry the family experienced this. They say when there are problems, they contact both the fire department and a repair service as quickly as possible. We asked the fire department what you should do in a case like this. They say remain calm, wait for help, breathe slowly because you won't run out of air, and don't jump. On the west side, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
Glad everyone is okay. The weekly wrap back after this.
I'm here for the farewell. It's sad to see it go, but like I said, we have to move on.
A new chapter on the west side as Carvajal Elementary gets ready to shut its doors. District leaders decided to close the school, citing low academic performance and other issues. KENS 5's Zach Briggs shows us the emotional trip down memory lane for some who attended the elementary.
I started in 1951.
Carvajal Elementary first opened its doors in 1949 to about 550 students. Olga Cadena Salazar, like so many, walked to school.
We used to have here at the cafeteria was homemade food. You could smell it all the way down the hallway.
The hallways filled with decades of history. In 2009, Carvajal converted to an early childhood education center. And now we're nearing the end of the school's final chapter.
It's very sad to see it go. It was just a beautiful school. And I'm glad I was one of the first ones to come to the school.
In January, the SAISD school board voted to shut down Carvajal.
I should give you a star for every time you did good.
Years of poor academic performance and low student enrollment prompted this move, which was met with support and pushback.
Decisions are made by the district, by the city. Whatever changes are done, that's a done deal, even though we fight.
Natalia Soriano Tovar was upset with the board's decision. Her love for Carvajal goes back more than 70 years.
All my brothers and sisters, all 17 siblings, we came to this school, but my own children attended here too.
But she's keeping hopeful.
I feel good that there's gonna be a big improvement for the children to be able to advance for the future.
It is bittersweet because I love seeing the bubbly little faces that bop in here every morning.
Principal Christina Smith is also thinking about the future.
We are happy to see the futures of our students and where the preparation we've done here at Carvajal Elementary is going to take them into the next phase of their lives.
Zach Briggs, KENS 5.
All right, and at number 1 in our countdown, the Spurs are 1 win away from clinching a spot in the Western Conference Finals after winning Game 5 against the Timberwolves. Wemby bounced back from his first career ejection in a big way, leading the Spurs to 126-97 victory. He finished with 27 points, 17 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Keldon Johnson added 21 points of his own, his highest scoring output of the postseason. Silver and Black now lead the series 3-2. Game 6 against against the Timberwolves is Friday in Minneapolis. Well, thanks for joining us here for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. We'll see you next week, and go Spurs go. Bye, guys.